And I'm telling you, the real Ponzi is fiat. Pure and simple, the real Ponzi is fiat.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Crypto. Today we have Greg Foss with us, who's going to share his thoughts on why he thinks Bitcoin can help developing nations and how we're going to see a recession in the near future. You don't want to miss out on this one, so make sure to watch till the end.
Let's be real careful. I don't want Canada to fail. I do not want the USA to fail. Okay. Canada will fail before the USA does. So I can't say how long, but I will just lay out goalposts. Argentina, yes, they will again. Turkey, probably. Canada, I hope not, but before the USA. Once these dominoes start to fall, it's called contagion. And then you actually have to take matters into your own hands. If the USA chooses not to, well, then the USA can sit in their own insular world and trade with themselves, because all these other countries will not have developed economies or developing economies anymore. It's not pretty. Thank goodness there's hope. I mean, I'll throw in, yeah, the hope is Bitcoin as far as I'm concerned. But you also have other countries that are trying to break out of this dilemma. El Salvador, for sure. You look at some of the results that they're posting, including tourism numbers, including remittances, including growth in adoption. I mean, it's only a country of 6 million people. And if I'm not mistaken, the Central American, there's a word for it. I think it's a group of 6 countries in Central America. There's 30 something million people within those 6 countries. This is good. These are numbers that really begin to matter if they start adopting these new platforms. So I have hope. It's based on Bitcoin. I don't have hope that a lot of these peripheral nations will escape unscathed.
With the world economy deteriorating day by day, it's only a matter of time before countries start defaulting. However, Greg says that Bitcoin can prevent this from happening because of its scarcity. Countries like El Salvador are on the right path because they'll be safe when the financial crisis strikes.
Again, look, in a debt spiral, when your debt is growing quicker than your GDP, you have to solve that error term, that equation, and the error term is printing money, okay? ERROR. A good friend of ours, you perhaps know Sean Harris, big Sean Harris, and he was on a Spaces, and he called it the error term. And I'm hearing like air term, like Air Jordan, you know? No, error term, same thing. He gets it. If Sean Harris, who's a very smart young man, if he can do the work understanding that you have to printing in all scenarios is the only solution, because it's math, let's not argue about it. It has to be done, because when your debt burden is growing faster than your ability to pay it, that has to come from somewhere. You have to create demand for that excess debt. So again, it's called an error term, and it's not fun. And it is a reality of life, which means, in my opinion, own hard assets.
According to Greg, the Fed has no choice other than printing more money to control the economy, even though it's not sustainable in the long term. This will temporarily bring everything under control, but sooner or later, the bubble is gonna pop.
I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but you saw that the JP Morgan head trader of gold is being indicted in Chicago on manipulation of the gold markets. I mean, the problem with the gold markets is rehypothecation and paper gold versus physical gold. And there's no way of auditing the actual gold that's in storage like Fort Knox. So like, this is one of Larry Lepard's biggest, he's been a gold bug. In theory, gold should be doing better than it is right now. I agree. But with all the loose ends in the gold markets, paper gold, lack of audited storage or gold in storage, who really owns it? Does Russia own it all? Does China have it all? This is why Bitcoin is so beautiful. I own some gold, Natalie, but I own gold because I've owned gold for a while. Bitcoin is pure and, much more is better as far as I'm concerned. I believe Larry Lepard believes the same. There's a lot of gold bugs who are frustrated, and then they pick a fight with gold because, with Bitcoin, because they know that Bitcoin's better, but they're trying to pick a fight with it because they've been so underwhelmed by the performance of gold in the last 10 years. It's the way it works. Look.
The reason why everyone is not flocking to purchase gold is because there's no proper auditing of physical and paper gold. For example, we don't know exactly who owns all the gold in Fort Knox. This is why Bitcoin is superior, because it has the transparency we all need.
And I'm telling you, the real Ponzi is fiat. Pure and simple, the real Ponzi is fiat. But I believe, and this is based on my belief, that the Fed has started to pivot.
Okay.
I believe that a hard landing is likely, but a depression is a lower probability outcome. So my, if you will, baseline thesis is, yes, we're in recession already. Let's not split hairs.
Yeah.
Recession defined as 2 quarters of negative growth. It will get worse before it gets better. I hope that the Fed wisens up and eases financial conditions, changes their inflation benchmark or inflation target, and we realize that as a world, QE infinity is a reality of life. Because it is a reality of life, just that no one's admitting it right now. So why don't we get on to the truth serum and start admitting that QE infinity is a reality of life?
The mere thought of a depression is enough to scare most investors, but there are very few chances that we go into one. A recession, however, is very likely to occur, and a rather bad one, to be honest.
Falling inflation based on things like commodities and everything, but it's a slow process. And here's the most important thing that people have to remember. Inflation compounds, right? Once you put a 9% number on the board, it can go from 9% to 6%, but compounded, that's 15+%, right? Because it's not just 9 plus 6, it's 9 plus 6 on the top of 9, you compound it. Even if there is disinflation, which is from 9 to 6, the combination of those two prints is so painful. So, I mean, it's hard to say. 3%, you either keep it at 3% and you accept inflation, as I said, with an economy that tries to grow into its debt burden, or you increase to 6 and 7%, which is what Zoltan thinks they'll do, and create a depression. I mean, it's a pretty ugly outcome. And for me, I believe the responsible thing to do is for them to change their inflation target, admit they blew it, change it to 4%, try and see inflation come down, allow the inflation to run hot, allow capital markets to reopen. Because again, the third leg of the financial stool, or the Fed's mandate, is financial stability. So look, you need the markets to function in order for them to be financial stability.
Greg says the Fed needs to admit they messed up with interest rates, and the only thing they can do now is to hike interest rates and let inflation rise. When this happens, it will automatically start dropping over time and things will start getting better. What do you think the Fed can do to avoid a financial catastrophe? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to keep watching informational videos like this on a daily basis. See you guys in the next one.